Raul Garcia is so fat. How fat is he? He is so fat he's no longer a Mexican. He is a Mexican. Wow, that is fat. Raul Garcia is so fat. How fat is he? His cannonballs are considered weapons of mass destruction. We still haven't found them. Raul Garcia is so fat. He is so fat. His favorite dive is head first into a bowl of guacamole. Wow, that is a pork fest.
Garcia raises a geyser.
Sadly, only Roaches and Dick Cheney survived.
And a hero around Acapulco. The scoring not so terribly high. Now we look at Oscar Bisillon of the United States. He is about to become an American citizen. He is a native of Argentina. Represented Argentina.
How can he dive for the U.S. team if he's not a citizen? Same way an Austrian can become the governor of California.
At one time. Oscar Bisillon, a flying somersault from 65 feet. He will be the last American diver in this round.
Even though he's not American. USA, United States of Argentina!
A bit of a wobble as he came out of the tuck. But a near perfect entry. And Oscar Bisillon should score very well with that effort.
I've never been more proud of our country.
2 points. The team scoring. The United States, 588 points. The Mexican team, 546 points.
3 years ago, after the 1968 Olympic Games, we were here for the Mexican-American competition. There was a stunning beauty here, fresh from a bronze medal for the American divers in the Olympic Games, Ann Peterson. And she's just as pretty today as she was. Remember 3 years ago?
Keith, I'm married.
Oh, yes, I do. I was sunburned, too.
I also remember that you were awed by this. Let's go back for a moment and remember 3 years ago.
And in 1969, the crutch bib sweeps the nation.
University bronze medal winner in the platform diving in the 1968 Olympiad, Mexico City.
She was so much taller back then. Yeah, did she shrink?
Really frightening as far as I'm concerned. A little bit different from my diving.
Yes, but 10-meter platform diving, that's quite high. Would you be attracted to the idea of taking a plunge here?
Would you also be attracted to an older man in a blue blazer with a network patch on it?
I'm not sure about the suit, though. This isn't my diving suit.
Time passes swiftly, doesn't it?
Oh, yes.
3 years ago, you refused in your beautiful white bikini to take
Stop hitting on her, Keith. You're embarrassing all of us.
Off the cliff. What about now? Will you try it now? Are you game?
I don't know. It looks pretty scary up there. I've seen a lot of bumps and bruises during this.
All right, we asked you to do it the last time. In fact, challenged you the last time. You said no. I'll do it again. Will you?
Oh, it's SAT question time again. Is Jackson about to say, will you A, do the dive? Will you B, come to my hotel room later tonight, which has cliffside views and an ice machine right down the hall? And we're talking right down the hall. Or C, will you dress up as Lou Piniella while I play the ump who made a bad call? A very bad call.
And will you do the dive this time?
Ah, it was A. I knew it. Me
Last time
too.
I couldn't do it because I had on my bikini.
Yes, I remember that bikini.
I got my diving suit with me. Darn. So I guess I have to do it.
All right. Ann Peterson's here is going to go off the cliff. That's a promise.
Okay.
This young man, that's Gary Shearer, the husband of Ann Peterson.
A man I'd like to see dead by sundown.
Gary probably this summer from...
Is that guy wearing Fruit of the Looms?
Games as you watch on ABC television. He will be a member of the U.S. water polo team, so he is very anxiously watching from the top of the mountain as his pretty bride stands halfway
All right,
down the mountain,
we get it, Keith. You think she's pretty. Mask it. Play hard to
The
get.
first rule that you read when you open the book says this championship is open to male divers only. So here's Ann about to strike a blow for the ladies of the world. Maybe. That's the perspective that the husband has.
It looks like you just woke up and stumbled out for the newspaper.
No woman has ever gone off these cliffs.
Hey, where's the word jumble?
Certainly not from 85 feet. You get the feeling that Ann may have changed her mind, don't you?
What gave you that impression?
Well, she's going. I think she's going to go. She's going out. She's going back up the mountain. You know what? When she gets to the top, she may find Gloria Steinem and some of the troops waiting for her.
When did feminism include doing stupid things? Just because she won't go out with you, don't criticize her feminism, Keith.
Although in Keith's defense, it was a little bit anticlimactic. I guess they did go through all that buildup, and she didn't even come close to doing the dive. She didn't even take the rope off. It was like the sports equivalent of the Y2K bug. All right, well, on that note, we promise that we won't back out of returning with more cheap seats after this. Hey, welcome back to Wide World on Cheap Seats, and now it's time for a totally superfluous cheap fact. Elvis made a film called Fun in Acapulco in 1963, where he cliff dives to win the love of Ursula Andress. And his stunt double was this guy. The score is the Americans 8-10, Mexicans 7-62, and Danny Sheridan has the Americans giving 146 points. So hold on to your hats, folks, as we head into round 2, where the scores are multiplied by 8, and oh yeah, they dive now from 85 feet.
The pressure increases tremendously.
Hey, it's the yodeler from The Price is Right. Oh, no, Keith, you overbid on the toaster oven.
And it becomes a very dread moment, a quiet moment, where a man really has to search himself.
Because Lord knows a woman wouldn't do it, especially Ann Peterson, right, Keith?
But we're ready to go with the second round and the final round of competition.
Dude, that is messed up, diving from way up there. I feel like it's the precursor to Jackass. No, if it was Jackass, he'd be going off that thing in a porta potty.
Full gainer. Fine effort by Rick White. Rick totaled 120.
Hey, those are the luxury boxes.
5 feet.
Whoa, Ann Peterson with an 8? I'm sorry, Ann, but you should only be giving 11s after your performance on the cliff.
Of 304 points. The winning individual gets $1,000. Now this is Antonio Velasquez, the lead diver on the Mexican team, who also scored 120 points in his first dive from 65 feet. Team score as well as individual score. Velasquez and the Swan.
Another swan dive? Who's coaching these guys, Bo Schembechler?
The entry was not all that clean for Velasquez. It may cost him. This the second round of competition from 85 feet. The
Whoa, Andy Travis with a 6.
168 points. So now, Barney Cipriani, the captain of the American team, has withdrawn from the competition.
Dude, Cipriani totally pulled a Peterson.
Divers to Raul Garcia, the captain of the Mexican team.
Boy, he is really in tip-top shape, isn't he? Talk about handles de amor.
Now this is John Tobler of the United States,
who was born at a duty-free shop at LaGuardia Airport.
John Tobler. We'll look at it from the diver's point of view, or from the takeoff point.
Oh my God, he's dead! Oh my God!
And he's all
No, it's
right.
all right. He's all right. It's okay.
Now Tom Gump.
Stupid hat.
I'm throwing the hat to give him some idea of the wind. A flying 1.5 somersault. He, incidentally, is the diving coach at the University of Miami.
Keep it, kid. You'll probably need it someday.
I think that big smile is a cover. from 85 feet. A flying 1.5. Look out!
This is what people came to see. He almost died. It's like NASCAR. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves, America. We don't watch NASCAR for the lane changes.
We'll be right back with more people risking their lives for your amusement. You sick
Welcome back. Now, the record for the longest free fall ever survived belongs to Lieutenant I.M., a Russian pilot whose bomber was attacked in January of 1942. He bailed out of the plane at nearly 22,000 feet without a parachute, hit a snow-covered mountainside, and rolled into the valley where he only broke his pelvis and miraculously survived.
And the most messed up part about that whole thing is that Ann Peterson gave him a 6. Next up, the pride of Argentina, Oscar Biscione. That makes me mad. Really.
Off the rocks at 85 feet.
Right arm.
Previously, the American divers had
Left
used a platform
arm.
from this height.
Presto.
They're going for broke.
They are broke.
They can get.
Remember, they're risking their lives for a mere $1,000. $1,000, that's like 8 trips to the grocery store. Or one for Raul Garcia.
Well done.
Guys, camera cord's in the water. Sorry.
Oscar Biscione, the final American diver.
Who's not really an American yet.
Flying somersaults from 85 feet, and that is worth another look. Note the tremendous leg drive and carry well out into the center, getting all of the deep water. And the entry was just fine. And now the all-important...
Too little, too late, Peterson.
Points for Oscar Biscione. Oscar Biscione.
Dude, put me down. I'm afraid of heights. Dude, stop. Dude.
And Oscar has won the individual championship worth $1,000. John Kogler finishes in second place to get $750.
And by dollars, we mean worthless pesos.
And the final team score, the Americans 1,324, the Mexicans 12. What's this
that we knew was
Ann
going to
Peterson,
happen because we talked about it in our production meeting yesterday?
Gone into her diving suit and climbed up. How high is she? 35 feet.
35 feet, big deal. Our high dive at the JCC was 35 feet.
Yeah, but you were too afraid to jump off of it.
First woman ever to dive off the cliffs of Acapulco, and there she is.
Is she really the first woman to dive off those cliffs?
Now, I am sure there have been some drunk college girls down on spring break who not only jumped off that cliff, they did it topless. Should we shift gears?
I think we should.
All right. Let's go over the top and take a look at one of the most popular wide world events ever. The Petaluma World Wrist Wrestling Championships. Is this a Hitchcock film? Tonight's episode, The Man with One Short Leg.
And you know, Hitchcock makes an appearance in all of his films.
Oh, there he is.
Get those in a finger curl position. I want to tell both of you, get your grip. We're not going to start until it's a fair grip and you're both happy with it. Okay, good luck to both of you.
And left, 2, 3, 4. Ann Peterson gave her a 5. Guys, it's just wrist wrestling. It's not an action scene from Beretta.
You got it. Our annual visit to the world.
Yes, they finally put pepperoni in Hot Pockets.
To get there from San Francisco, you cross the Golden Gate Bridge.
To get there from Phoenix, you take Interstate 10. To get there from Tulsa, make a left at the second light, then merge onto 244 West. Are you writing this down?
Nah, you know what? Just MapQuest.
And into Sonoma County, a jurisdiction whose name is synonymous with good wine.
And ugly signs.
Whose fame is linked to an event that's become
Who are they
a wide
kidding?
world
That's a
of
backlot at
tradition.
Universal Studios.
Excuse me, is this a line for license renewals?
Yep, dude. Blue Oyster Cult all over the country, lining up for the weigh-in. From Hawaii, from Alaska, from New York.
What?
A large contingent from Georgia. to
Ah, the
participate
dirty,
in
dirty.
The annual World Wrestling Championships. Hi, everybody. I'm Al
What's up
Michaels,
with that
and once
sign?
again, Wide World
Kind of looks like the
brings you
logo for the
Petaluma,
Communist Boys and
California,
Girls
a
Club.
manifestation of a dream that started in Gilardi's Bar 20 years ago. From Gilardi's
Al Michaels, who at the time was a rising star at ABC, has to be miserable. He's covering wrist wrestling in a sweaty gym in Petaluma. And if you watch him closely, you can tell by the look on his face that he's mentally drafting his resignation telegram to the network throughout the telecast.
And a lot of the
Dear
competitors
ABC,
we've already
stop.
seen signing in
My name is
today
Al
after
Michaels.
a
Stop.
long, grueling day
This
to
is the
elimination
last
bouts to
time
get
you
to the
send
point that
me
we are
to a
at
sweaty
right now.
gym in
No money at
Petaluma.
stake, no
Stop.
prize money for any winners today, simply as the
No one
saying
wins
goes,
any
full
prize
of
money?
victory.
Not even a gift certificate to Gilardi's?
Table that's been specifically constructed for wrist wrestling with the
That
padded
thing
elbow
still doubles as the kids' table at Al Michaels' annual Thanksgiving dinner.
that the opponent's left hands must be grasped on the table. The right elbows must remain.
Stanley, I said we're supposed to sit in the back. You know I can't sit so close with my cataracts.
Your opponent's wrist into your own left forearm. Now, oftentimes there's a variance in rules and
Welcome to the Petaluma High production of Fiddler on the Roof. Tradition!
This event started 10 hours ago, and right now we're into the semifinals. Some
Academy
great
Award winner
characters,
Benicio
not
del
only
Toro.
among the competitors, but in the crowd. And
A bit overdressed, aren't we?
That's a
Frankly,
local
Jay,
by
he
the name
doesn't
of
give a
Jim
damn.
Frisbee. We're ready now for a semifinal in the lightweight division, featuring Joe Rarick in the blue shirt, Rick Byers in the yellow shirt.
Or Buff Don Mattingly versus wrist wrestling Terry Bradshaw.
Are they making up the rules as they go? It's arm wrestling, not the LSATs.
Each man trying to get the initial advantage. The grip is so vitally important.
Or are they about to start a thumb war?
Playing with kids up here, man. I've been here. I'm not playing with kids either. I didn't say I was. Don't insult my intelligence. What'd you ask me for? You don't want to insult your intelligence. Yeah.
Okay, gentlemen. Rarick, 23 years old. He's a journeyman painter.
He's the Todd Zeal of painters.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, Mr. Rarick. Mr. Rarick, can I have your autograph? Mr. Rarick, please? Mr. Rarick?
Not now, I'm wrestling.
Mr. Rarick? Mr. Rarick?
Say ready and then go.
Well, now that the verbal confrontation is over, the physical confrontation begins. Man on the left, Rick Byers, is from Forest Park, Georgia. He's a
Ooh, somebody needs an Altoid.
national champion.
Not touching it.
Lightweight division, semifinal.
With your chin, Tone.
Get a hand through. Rarick being warned, you cannot impede your opponent's progress with your head or your chin.
Whoa, check out this guy. What up, Ty Law? Nice pick. What's up with all the chatter, fellas? Yeah, they're in the middle of a wrist wrestling match, and it's like the Lincoln Douglas debates up there.
Wrist him! Get him!
Byers on top. The palm starting to slip just a tad.
Look at it. Look at it. Look at it.
You've got to keep those palms together, and the two hands come apart. Stand up.
I don't know what to do. Better ask the other 18 refs what to do.
Go over the top like that.
Al Pacino is ref number 2. Hooah!
Wide open. I have to.
His hand was wide open.
Let me see if I've got this straight. You think his hand was wide open?
Now here's my problem with that last match. Did you see how many referees were there? How many do you need? Now, unless there was a Foot Locker corporate event in Petaluma that same weekend, I counted 12, and there was still a controversy.
Okay, in football, where there are 22 players on the field at all times, there are only 7 officials.
Yeah, baseball only has 4 umps during the regular season. I think what we've got here is a case of too many zebras in the petting zoo, people. All right, coming up, it's Byers Rarick 2, Electric Boogaloo. Yep, they're going to wrist wrestle to save the rec center. Okay, it's time now once again for a little Do You Care? Do you care that depictions of arm wrestling have been found in ancient Egyptian tombs? Do you care that the World Arm Sports Federation has 70 member countries? That's 51 more than NATO. Do you care that there's a movement to have arm wrestling be made a part of the Olympic Games? I really honestly could care less. Wait, is it could care less or couldn't care less? I don't even care enough to answer you right now. So, all right. Let's head back to Petaluma and Byers Rarick.
Default. Okay. Jump. That's just one.
So Rarick's given a default. The default is considered a warning. 3 defaults and you're out. Well, the crowd's starting to wonder now.
When did this become an episode of Springer? Jerry, Jerry, Jerry.
They know all about Joe Rarick. He was here last year, spurred on by his wife, Kathy, who's home directing their first child.
Okay, there's no prize money, and yet he's wrist wrestling instead of witnessing the birth of his first child. Imagine him explaining that to his wife. Honey, I know you're going into labor, but I'm going to go to Petaluma and compete in a wrist wrestling tournament for no money. Okay, now it's time for a new segment on cheap seats. Now, you've seen the Budweiser hot seat on SportsCenter. Well, get ready for the Luke Walton lukewarm seat. It has nothing to do with Luke Walton, except we just love the alliteration. Joe Rarick, you are officially now on the cheap seats Luke Walton lukewarm seat. Welcome. Now, Joe, first question, how did you react when your wife first told you that she was pregnant?
Something like that.
Interesting. So, explain to us, Joe, if you had to boil it down to just one, what is your main objective in wrist wrestling?
And I got to be quick, and that's my main objective.
Okay, so the main objective is to be quick. Got it.
Be quick, be strong.
So, your main objective is to be quick and strong. Okay, quick and strong.
And just hang in there.
Okay, to be quick and strong and hang in there. That is definitely your main objective. That's it. The one thing. Okay.
Just hang in there. Don't give up. Don't lose no matter what. Don't give up.
Joe Rarick, you are officially off the Luke Walton lukewarm seat. Thank you.
There it is.
Well, we're finally underway in the rematch.
Okay, did 2 more refs just pop in here? Are they reproducing asexually by way of sporing?
Lightweight semifinal, the table talk continues. Joe Rarick on the right. Rick Byers on the left. Remember, these fellas have been through a grueling day of competition already.
Look at that right there. Right there.
Once more, Byers has the advantage. With the hand starting to slip, it appears again.
There's no way out for Rarick.
This is a repeat of the first match.
Palms together.
You heard the officials say palms together, and again the hands come apart.
Hey, whoa, hey, man, get off
me. I told you we don't have the LeBrons in size 11. We're getting more on Tuesday. Joe, you had a little girl. 7 pounds, 5 ounces. Not now. I'm busy.
Joe Rarick being wrested away from the referee.
Dear ABC, stop. My name is Al Michaels. Stop. I have a bachelor's in broadcasting. Stop.
They escort Rarick away. Things start to...
Tradition.
We'll get the official's decision. Rick, can we get a word with you? What was the problem with the...
He kind of looks like a guy on Cops explaining why he beat his wife. While Gary Shandling looks on.
That I'm the winner of that match. I done it one time. He would not call it. I asked for a ruling. Dave DeVoto was not in the house to make a ruling. And I asked him and said, all right. He said it probably wouldn't happen again. We did it again. It happened again.
I can't understand a word he's saying.
Still wouldn't call me the winner.
Well, what if we did this? Oh, okay. Now I understand. Yeah. He thinks that he won fair and square. Yeah, totally. Dear ABC, stop. Okay, Roberto Alomar spits on an ump, and his image is almost ruined. Rarick physically attacks one, and they grant him a second rematch? All right, here we go. Now we present Rarick Vyers, the battle in Seattle. Yeah, but this took place in Northern California. Yeah, I know, but nothing rhymes with Petaluma.
Get his arm down.
Ready, go! Rarick in the blue shirt.
This should be
Vyers
quick.
in the yellow.
Don't touch him with your neck. Don't touch him with your neck. Put your neck up. No.
Shoulder, yes, right?
No neck.
Shoulder,
Shoulder, yes. No neck.
Rarick, no doubt, searching for that perfect moment to release his hand grip.
Again, Vyers with the advantage. Now Rarick...
My money's on wrist wrestling Terry Bradshaw. Ooh.
Kill. Vyers with his hand...
Buff Don Mattingly looks like he's losing it.
Has been the case the first 2 times.
No neck, dude.
And again, we've got slippage.
We got serious slippage.
And once more, but this time they declare Vyers the winner. Vyers gets the victory. Despite the hand slipping off, they must have intentionally, and Rarick is acknowledging.
Nice dramatic turn, Rarick. Look at Rarick's shirt. Read the Bible. Now, we've been reading the Bible a lot. And when examined closely, it actually contains specific passages that pertain directly to wrist wrestling. Listen up. Here. No. Here it is. And the Lord saith, Thou shalt not let thine hand slippeth from thine hand of thine oppressor in thine second rematch in thine hicketh town. Petalumachus 3:26. And we'll be right back. All right, give me that part. From the Psalm of Michaels. Deareth ABC, stoppeth. I resign it back.
Continues live Sunday, 10 p.m. on ESPN.
How did these two guys get a show on ESPN Classic? By accident.
Is this my camera? Welcome to Cheap Seats.
Every Wednesday.
I'm Jason. This is Randy.
Brace yourself for a new take on some old sports.
If Ron Jeremy worked out, that's what he'd look like.
A comedy show for the serious sports fan.
Wow.
From two guys like this.
It's stupid. It's ridiculous.
Cheap Seats, 10 p.m. every Wednesday. Only on ESPN Classic.
Welcome back to Cheap Seats. A lot of action at Petaluma that day. So much that we had to make some difficult cuts to the show. So here's what got cut. Tom Cruise won his match against Tony Hawk with Screech as referee.
Wooderson was spotted in the crowd. That's what I love about wrist wrestlers. They keep getting bigger and I stay the same size. And speaking of size, there's Rosemary Clooney. Yeah, I got drapes that are smaller than that dress. Rick Byers was defeated in the finals by a UPS man.
Go Brown. And somehow amidst the madness, two people found each other.
All right, let's pick it up with something for the men in the audience. A ladies' match.
16-year-old Teresa Dion is about to go up against defending champion Debbie Lyle.
Your arm, do you want to come in closer or do you want to...
Debbie Lyle from Davis, California.
Okay. You'll stay there and you'll stay there.
All right, this is actually a cheerleader initiation for her. It was either this or spend a night in the haunted house.
Lyle and Dion. Even at this point. Lyle on the left. Now Lyle with the advantage. And Debbie Lyle is the winner.
And the victory goes to Bjorn Borg.
Now I'll never find a date
Teresa
for the
Dion,
prom.
16 years old, the runner-up.
I'm okay.
Debbie Lyle, the winner in the 135 and under women's category.
Next up, she fights Vitas Gerulaitis.
Veterans Auditorium in Petaluma, 3,000 packed in. Ready now for the finals in the men's middleweight division. And you're going to see a good one. That fellow right there, Johnny Walker from Atlanta, against Clay Rosenkrantz.
Now, it's been a while since I've seen this show, and I don't quite remember this match as well as you do, Rand.
Well, it's a big one, all right? Johnny Walker Red and Clay Rosenkrantz, who defeated longtime friend Bob Guildenstern to get there. And I got to tell you, Jay, it is going to be amazing.
I know, Rand. If Rick Byers taught us anything, it's that these matches can go in any direction, and they can take a while. That's why I'm stocking up on a little Vivarin, some Pixie Sticks, some energy drinks, and some popcorn in case I get the munchies.
All right, you ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready!
Hey, Randy and Jason here on Cheap Seats, and today we're going to be visiting with an old friend, ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Now, Wide World was sort of like a melting pot for all these sports that couldn't make it on their own. And these ragtag events banded together to form a mighty whole.
Not unlike the band Menudo.
And today we're going to be looking at 3 of these events.
It's what to look for. It's what to look for.
Now, as you watch today, you're going to want to look out for the Wide World announcers in each event. You will be able to gauge how well a Wide World announcer's career is going by looking at the event he is sent to cover. If he is in sunny Acapulco for cliff diving, things are going well. If they send him to a sweaty gymnasium in Petaluma for the wrist wrestling championships, he's the new guy.
Finally, if he's in Wisconsin to cover the ice boat races in the winter outside, he was most likely caught with the network president's wife.
On the network president's desk
By the network president himself.
So with that, we now take you out to one of the Love Boat's most popular ports, Acapulco, and a little "Oh Nelly" cliff diving with Keith Jackson.
This is Acapulco, Mexico. One of the most beautiful spots in the world, a holiday mecca for millions.
Of course, that was pre-Wide World. Here's what it looks like now.
A special attraction. The birdmen of Cabrera, who fling themselves off the cliff into a narrow, boiling Pacific gorge.
Boiling? Are they cliff diving or making human pasta?
Wide World of Sports, along with thousands who have gathered
Thousands
here at
is
the
a little
Alvarado
generous.
Hotel to watch.
And there's Keith. Look at how cool he is. He's like a mini Babe Ruth.
This narrow little gorge in which the competitors, Americans and Mexicans, will be flinging themselves.
Flinging? It's a little more complex than that.
This is the 4th competition. The Americans have won once. It's hot, very hot.
It's so hot, the sweat on my undercarriage could irrigate a small radish farm.
It is indeed very warm, temperature in the mid-90s. You don't just arrive here and fling yourself off these cliffs.
You don't?
Whether you're American or whether you're a native born. You graduate to it.
Majoring in danger.
With a minor in
As
stupidity.
a matter of fact, I would think that
That kid's so young, there's no way he graduated from anything. He's the Freddie Adu of cliff diving.
half of his life here as a young boy, imitating his hero. For the cliff divers are indeed heroes here. There are 6 men on the teams, each man chosen very carefully for what he is about to do.
Which is to die a horrible death.
65 feet into the
Off the scoreboard, off
Then
the
they will move from
backboard,
65
off
feet
the
up to
rim,
85
nothing
feet.
but net.
That's the top. And for the first time, there will be no platform there for the Americans. This
That's
time,
so American to need a platform.
the Americans will go right off the cliff. The captains or the Americans. Barney Cipriani. Barney, the first time you're going to go from the top.
Cipriani looks like a plump Sean Penn, or in other words, Chris Penn. Aqua Circus was the name of Keith Jackson's band in college.
That we can't afford to. We're coming here to win this year, and we want to win very bad.
As opposed to last year when we came to lose.
Mexican diving team, Raul Garcia, who has
Where is he?
the cliff divers
There
here
he
at Aquila
is.
for longer than he wants to admit. Both teams have changed faces. You've got some new people this year.
Naturally, and I'm old Freddie.
What?
He's diving. Believe it or not, he goes on the grand old man of La Perla. How many years have you been diving?
35 years.
35 years. The coin is here. Gentlemen, would you like to flip it?
This should just take a second. Pretty straightforward.
Heads.
Barney has called heads. It is tails. Now, a decision. Whether or not you go first or whether or not you go second.
Keith, what are you
Like 1
doing?
second, you have a
It's
chance
Garcia's
to make
call.
up your mind as to what has to be done.
Well, this is his call.
What are you going to do?
What am I going to do? Well,
Freeze it. He looks confused, Jay.
All right, let's make it an SAT question.
Okay.
All right, multiple choice. What's Raul Garcia going to say? Will it be A, we'll go first, B, the Americans can go first, C, both A and B, or D, I want the best one to win, that's all?
Now, using your touchpad in the front of your couch at home, make your selections and let's see how you did.
I want the best one to win, that's all.
Oh, it was D. I thought it was C.
I'm going to go second.
Come on, Keith, the man
Wait
doesn't
and see
speak
what they do
English.
And then send your people off. Good luck, gentlemen.
Okay.
While we're waiting for the divers to make their way...
No, here they are going to the tribal council. I wonder if they'll vote Keith Jackson off the island.
No way, dude. He formed an alliance with Cipriani and Garcia.
The teams, escorted by a pretty lady.
Are they bringing the girls to Kong?
Onto the ledge. There, they stand in ceremony while a single...
Guys, it's really high up here. Plus, you know, fire sticks and all. I don't know if this is such a good idea. And the water looks pretty damn far from up here, and it's dark. Go, dude, go. Go, dude, go. Go, dude, go. Go, dude, go. Why don't we just, reconvene us?
That happened last night. Now
Ow,
we are
ow,
back
ow,
to
hot
today,
rocks.
and here
They
is the
brought my
first
Tevas.
American diver.
Hot, hot, hot.
This is a Brooklyn boy, Rick White.
He had no choice but to become a cliff diver, having grown up on the mean cliffs of Brooklyn.
And in just a moment, he'll be standing on that little rocky perch right there, waiting to dive.
Did he say dive or die?
Rick admits.
Rick, you don't dive into the
Last
cliff.
few hours. But he said probably none will be quite like it when I turn around and assume this position.
Whoa. And what position would that be, Keith?
Why did I sign up for this?
The scoring, you throw out the high number, throw out the low number, and multiply by 6 from the 65-foot level. That's where Rick White stands right now.
So what do I do here? Just wait for a signal? Does anyone flash me a light or something? I
This is
just
a first in his lifetime.
go down towards blue
Stage
stuff.
27.
Oh, okay.
He said he thought he'd seen everything.
Until he saw the end of his existence.
Now he's going to test himself, and from this view...
I can't imagine what's going on through Rick White's mind right now. I can, and I think it would look a little something like this.
You see how far he's got to fly. He's literally got to hurtle out into that gorge by about 12 feet to clear rocks down below.
People of Zion, I am Morpheus.
Going straight down, it's a matter of reaching out. And Rick White is ready. A flying full gator, and he does carry well out into the deep water. About 12 feet of water out there.
Hey, it's the cast of WKRP in Cincinnati. Lonnie Anderson with a 7. Herb Tarlick also with a 7. There's Gordon Jump. Hey, why is Les Nessman giving him a 5? I feel like if you don't die, you should at least get a 6.
I know. All right, we'll be back with more cliff diving and cheap seats.
All right, let's see how Randy did on that last bump to break.
Ooh, needs work, Randy.
I know.
Needs work.
I know. Welcome back to Cheap Seats. Now, to get the broadcast rights for the first ever cliff diving, Rune Arledge went to the promoters, but they wanted $100,000. And that's like 2 times the budget of the show. So then Jim McKay went to the divers themselves and got the rights for $10 a dive.
And that's why Jim McKay gets our Cheap Seats Cheap Employer of the Month Award.
Now the first Mexican diver, Antonio Velasquez. He is a relative newcomer
with fantastic
to the
skin.
international team. He's 30 years of age, has been diving a long time. He'll do the swan.
And not very well.
And he hitched a little bit just before he entered the water, and that may cost him. His takeoff was beautiful. But he
Cards
hitched
at
a
your
little
size,
bit.
now flash
Let's
him.
see how the judge is reading.
Good.
120 points for Antonio Velasquez. You throw out the high number, throw out the low number, and multiply by 6. Team score is even at this point.
So you drop the highest and the lowest, and then what do you
Then
do?
you multiply it by 6.
It's like a riddle Mom would email us.
Yeah, I know. She's like, I usually don't send you these, but if you do the math, you can calculate how creative you are.
It's a good mom right there.
That is a
This
good
is
mom.
Barney Cipriani, the American team captain.
It's really nice to see all the boats out in McCovey's Cove there. What are they waiting for?
I think they're waiting to catch some of Cipriani's balls.
Well done.
And I heard that the 2 guys who were fighting over the Cipriani record-breaking 3rd ball actually spent more in legal fees than the ball was worth.
Internationally, he came. And 114 points for Barney Cipriani.
This is the party cove after the cops broke things
Throw
up.
out the low number and multiply by 6. And when there's not room on the cliff to watch, they come by boat to watch. The temperature is very warm.
Love
Next
that that's
now, we
the
will have
on-deck circle.
I know. Where does this guy put his donut?
The rotund one.
You can't
The
tell where he
captain
puts
of
his
the
donuts?
Mexican team. 35 years he's been diving off these cliffs. As a boy, he started diving off the old whalers.
And now he's an old whaler.
Diving for coin.
I don't know. I see a big guy in a Speedo, and I'm thinking one thing. Dueling Carsons.
Here's Johnny.
Like it. Let's go.
There they go. And Johnny Walker again.
What? That's it? It's over?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. This
And Johnny Walker again.
What? That's it? It's over?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. This is really short.
Come on, Rand. I'm going to be up the whole week.
Okay, relax. We'll find you a rave to go to after this. All right, but I want glow sticks.
I've got 'em.
Here in Petaluma, a man who won During his time, 4 wrist wrestling championships. And the man who in 1950
Held his breath for 14 days straight.
won the Mr. America title.
Just recently, Al, I broke a world's record. I broke Jacqueline's world's record of handstand dips.
Okay, Jimmy.
Which
All right.
he did 35.
No need to talk so loud. That's what microphones are there for.
Ago, I did 51 at the age of 52, which I'm kind of proud of handstand dips.
I'd say you're more than proud of that, Jimmy.
Would you? Would you like me to try a couple out there?
No, that's all right. It's getting late. Yeah, start another match. No, we can pretty much imagine what it's going to look like.
Handstand dips, world record holder. Come on, you can do it. All right. Let's count along. Let's 1, 2.
Dear
Everybody.
A,
3,
B,
4,
C,
5,
stop.
6, 7.
I feel like I'm watching someone's uncle do the hora at a wedding. You know he's going to pull something.
24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Come on.
He's not even doing full ones anymore. This is ridiculous.
36, 37. All right.
There is no way I give him 37. I give him 24 at best.
Next year I'm going to break the world's record on you, 53.
Sure you are. Just like you did today. All right, now it's time for the championship match, the heavyweight finals, an epic game of chess between 2 magnificently conditioned athletes.
After the semifinals were over, we visited with Hood. What do you think your chances are against the big man from Georgia?
Well, I like to think he's going to lose.
What makes
What
you
do you
think
really
that?
think?
I don't know. He's an awful...
For the first time in George's life, he wishes he were fatter.
How much do you weigh, big boy?
Supposed to weigh a little over 400.
400 pounds?
I can't wait.
Man, I can't believe it. You're going to break the scale.
Maybe not.
Okay, sure you want to taunt this guy with fat jokes?
He's going to lose.
Let's see what happens.
It's like Hood's the Washington Generals and Dean's the Globetrotters. We know who's going to win before it starts, but it's still fun to watch.
Match, that mountain of a man from Georgia, Cleve Dean, whose ring size is 19, set to face Hood again. Dean's Chamber of Commerce in his hometown donating $1,000.
Wow, he's so big he's got his own Chamber of Commerce.
Step away from the championship. Good start by Dean and a victory for Cleve Dean, the new heavyweight champion.
Thank you, man.
It took a while when it got started, but it got started the second time. Did you feel you had him?
Man, I know I had my nose on the ladder team right here. 3 national champions come, got 2 world championships, and a runner-up.
They ought to try some grits, don't they?
What did Vyers just say? Not even Vyers knows what Vyers just said. Dear ABC, do you believe in resignations? Yes! Stop. True story. Cleve Dean was supposed to be Sylvester Stallone's final opponent in the movie Over the Top, but the producers replaced him at the last minute, saying it would be too unrealistic to have Stallone beat him. Oh, okay, so it's not believable that Stallone could beat Dean in an arm wrestling match, but it is believable that Stallone could win custody of his son just by winning an arm wrestling match, and that his son could learn to drive a tractor trailer in 5 minutes. Oh, makes sense. All right, we'll be back with the final event in our wide world potpourri, and I gotta tell you, this will blow your mind, so stay with us. Okay, those were 2 pretty wild events we just saw, but compared to this third event, they're about to look like Lee Trevino's putting challenge. In fact, we're required to say this before we show you our final segment. Those of you with asthma, diabetes, or heart problems
Those of you who are pregnant or are having unprotected sex, you might want to avert your eyes. And with that, we give you ice boat racing. White lake, white sails, white sky. What color do you think the graphics should be?
Buddy Melgus in the Mickey Finn was in first place. Bill Matson of Madison, Wisconsin in the Honey Bucket was
Hey, that's Honey Bucket 5 to you, punk.
Wayne, Illinois was third in the hot stuff. And the A-boats now are getting into position for our next race. And perhaps here's one of our champions of the future. Here's Danny Bierman.
That's Danny Bierman. He's thin as a rail.
Lake, Wisconsin, who's made this ice boat all by himself.
I'm going to bet Danny has no
Ice
friends.
skates for runners on this one. And probably will be one of our future champions in one of these big boats. And he's certainly got a large contingent of fans out here watching him today.
And there he goes, sailing his way into therapy.
7.5, and they're going to be underway. We've got light variable wind, but as soon as these big sails...
Light variable wind? Since when is an ice storm light?
How fast they can go.
I'm glad the boats have distinguishing marks. It should be easy to tell who's who.
Well, don't worry. If you lose track, the white graphics will come up and straighten everything out.
Waiting for these big fellas to move out across this course.
Why are these guys going in that direction? Guys, it's the other way. It's the other way.
They can't hear you through the light variable wind.
Deuce is moving right away from the Flying Dutchman. She's got a very high rig, and she's catching...
I hope the white sail wins.
Going right by the Dutchman. Notice that strapping on there. The Deuce had its backbone broken, and that's the reason you see some of the windings on the ribbing.
What's happening?
I don't know.
Where are the other 5 boats?
I don't know.
What's he saying?
I don't know.
Where exactly are they on the lake?
I don't know.
Is there a course they have to follow?
I don't know.
How do you win this thing?
I don't know.
Over on the starboard tack.
Come on, melt. Come on, melt. This is the lamest IMAX movie ever.
Onto the lake and onto the course. The ball is underway, getting a nice burst.
Okay, are those people's cars parked right on the ice? I mean, can you imagine that happening in any other sport?
Okay, why don't you just park anywhere to the right side of the third baseline and, leave the keys.
Followed by the Fritz, who is now in second place, and Ferdinand, here she comes, making a nice turn there, going around in third place.
Okay, don't you hate it when you go to do a little pickup ice boat sailing and the whole lake is just filled up with a race and you got to do that whole who's got next, and then, you need one. Then you got to go skins, and you have to guard that really tall boat who was ice boat racing in college. I mean, I'm sure it was like D3, but still, it's like he's better than anyone you ice boat raced against in high school. And then he's calling all that cheap stuff like over and back. I haven't seen this much white since the Celtics parade in '84.
Even the people who cared enough to go out there don't even know what the hell's going on.
I can't take it anymore.
Turn it off. Well, that's going to do it for our show today. We saw a little cliff diving, a little wrist wrestling, and some ice boat racing.
3 events that on the surface appear to be completely unrelated.
However, we believe these 3 events do have a common element. They each featured someone tangential to the action of the competition who promised amazing things, but in the end, completely disappointed everyone.
There was Ann Peterson, who totally Petersoned out.
There was Jimmy Payne with his 37 handstand dips.
And who could forget Danny Bierman, whose bid to become the Michelle Wee of ice boat racing proved to be a colossal waste of time for everyone involved. And that is why they are in a 3-way tie for our least valuable player, Cheapy. Now, my least valuable play is this.
Really? I thought that was a great play. All right, here's mine.
Okay, heads. Barney has called heads. It is tails.
Well, that's it for our wide world goulash. We'll see you next week on Cheap Seats. Take care of yourselves, people, and remember, wherever you go, whatever you do, no neck.
Sunday.